So Charlie here, and I'm going to show you the unboxing and setting up for portable use of our remote control quad roller system. So let me show you what's inside the box. So this is a quad roller system, which means it can hold 4 backdrops. Inside the box you have control unit with the battery pack on the back. This does come off when you set it up. You're going to have 4 of these expanders, similar to the Manfrotto expander for the manual system. Difference is our one has the motor on the end. Don't worry about this wobble. If you can see it's wobbling here, that is quite normal. And it needs that so it doesn't pull against its shelf and break it in the long run. So we have 4 of these in the box. You're going to have a remote control. Does not come with batteries. It takes 3 AAA batteries, and you will also have 4 of these expanders. These are near on identical to the Manfrotto expander, so you've got 4 of those, and you have the bracket. So the unique thing about this quad bracket, it has holes here, as you can see, so it can be mounted on the ceiling, on the wall, or using the spigot here on a lighting stand. And you can see just how easy that has gone on. What I'm going to do now is show you how, on my own, I can set up 4 9-foot wide backdrops. Well, they're actually 8.92 feet, 2.72 meters, or 107 inches. It's our standard width we do, which is the same as a roll of seamless paper. So I'm going to show you how I, on my own, set up this system to be used portably. So let's see how I get on. So I've already put one of the brackets up. I'm going to lay all the components on the floor, make sure I'm not missing anything. So the unit comes with a 1-year warranty against manufacturer's defaults. After your year, or if you ever need, we always carry spares in stock, so no worry at all. Just going to put the batteries in. At least the owner of this roller system is going to get a nice surprise and enjoy some free batteries. So these remote controls, as you can see, have different channels. You see that? Going up and down? I'm going to set it on channel 1. The reason it has different channels, because in my studio, I have 4 roller systems up, and each one is set on a different channel. The remote control will time out literally after 20-30 seconds. So if you leave it on and you get to it in the screen and the buttons are off, just turn it off and back on again. So we have control box, power supply. This particular one has a UK plug, a British 3-pin plug. If we are sending this to Europe or to the US, we will send you an adapter. If it comes without an adapter, if you're in a different country, you can buy an adapter from UK to your country for as little as £3 or £4. You do have some basic instructions there. However, this video will tell you everything you need to know. So being a man like me, you will not need to read any instructions. Motor number 3. And motor number 4. It really doesn't matter which order they go in. They are labelled A, B, C, D. To be honest, I've never paid any attention to that. But for the purpose of this video, I will, because I'm meant to be doing everything properly, so I've been told, and no shortcuts at all. So the last bracket is now out of the box. So as you can see, just to recap, we have 4 expanders, we have the control unit, battery pack, the remote control and 4 motors. The motors are labelled A, B, C, D, which we can put in A, B, C and D like so. It does make no difference, so do not panic. We are going for 2 C stands. C stands are, in my opinion, some of the strongest stands out there. And if you are putting 15-foot or 20-foot backdrops on there, it is going to weigh, a tidy weight. So, one bracket on one end. Going to put the other bracket, just loosening up the nut there. I'm going to raise that a little bit and put that bracket in on the other end and tighten it up. So that is the brackets now on here. Always recommended, if you're only ever going to put 2 backdrops on this, let's say you're on location, you only need 2 backdrops, put the first one and the last one in situ. Do not put 2 at the front because the bracket is going to tip forward. So I'm going to make that a tiny bit higher just to bring this away from here. And first job I'm going to do is put on my motors. So this is just the way I like to do it. I'm going to start with D at the back. You can see over here there is a ridge. It is imperative that that ridge fits into that section. So that, believe it or not, is in section. That is in. Gravity will hold it in place. I'm then going to go for the next one, which will be C, then B. There. That is there. And then we have the last one on, which is A. So all the motors are in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put, before I do anything else, I'm going to put the control box on. Control box has 2 thumb screws. You have to open them, take them off. And then you find the coordinating holes on here. And in that goes. Normally installation for the whole system take you no more than 25 minutes. I'm trying to explain as I go, hence taking a little bit longer. This is the power bank, goes on, clicks down, and this cable comes around and into the input here. We then take these and we put them into 4, 3, 2, and 1. And why not? I'm just going to check that we have power before I put all the backdrops on. There you see, it's come on to channel 6. I'm going to put it down to 1. And lo and behold, oh, hold on a second. Didn't think about that because that one over there is going. So what I'll do for the purpose of this video, put this on channel 5. Told you one remote can run whatever you want. So there's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything's working. Now it's time to get the backdrops on. So I have 4 backdrops that I have just taken directly out of clearance. Excuse any little marks or scuffs, these are all used backdrops. I have my expander. As I said earlier, this is almost identical to the Manfrotto expander. This little slidey attachment goes into the far side bracket, and it does give you 3 or 4 inches of wiggle room. So if you are installing this backdrop system into the ceiling or the wall and you're fixing the brackets, and God forbid one of the backdrops is 1 inch shorter or 2 inches longer, this does give you that wiggle room to correct any misjudgments. So all of our backdrops come mounted as standard onto the aluminium backdrop holes. You have double-sided carpet tape, first of all, first line of defense, and then duct tape, gaffer tape over the top. As you've heard from previous videos, we always recommend keeping 1 or 2 revolutions of the backdrop around the pole when down, so the tape doesn't take all of the weight. So I'm going to put this into the end, like so. I'm going to hold it here, and I'm going to tighten to secure it into the end of the pole. Make sure that this section here is about 1 millimeter or 2 inside, not right on the edge. You can actually go in another millimeter. There we go, because you don't want it slipping off the edge. And you tighten. When I mean tighten, here with those little clicks, don't worry about those. Literally tighten it to the point you think you're going to break it. You will not break it, but it's tight as tight can be. Now, what I would suggest, especially for those of you in very hot or very cold climates, is I would set a reminder on your telephone for once a month to pop into your studio and tighten all of the expanders. They are plastic, and in very cold conditions and very hot conditions, they can expand and obviously retract. So they can come loose. What happens if the expander comes loose is the backdrop could unroll all the way, tapes come off in that very cold or very hot studio, and you come in the morning to find your backdrop on the floor. The only way this can happen is if that expander has come loose. So just give it a tighten once a month to make sure they are where they want to be. So I'm going to quickly put all the other expanders on. I think this bit might be sped up. We have all the expanders in the backdrops. We're now going to show you how one person can put this on themselves. So very simply, I'm going to start at the back first. I'm going to go round, just going to thread that onto here. Just push that into there. Obviously this is the point where I just move the stand where it needs to be. And for now, just going to hang that section on there. Not going to use this, just hanging that on there for now. And I come back to this end, bring it where I need to be, and now, yet again, I'm going to use this to tighten. And I'm going to tighten all the way. It's going counterclockwise. So, counterclockwise, not clockwise. All the way. You heard a little click there. Don't worry, you haven't broken it. Not yet. That's really tight. And now I'm going to go back on this side and just put that into that section. Super important that sits in that section. Now I'm going to take the next one. Notice how I've left the Velcro on for now. Just keeps everything nice and manageable. All the way on. Rest that onto there. Bring it over and tighten it up. Now just as a little tip, our roller systems do come in different widths. The nice thing about using these systems portably, it means you can have different width backdrops. So right now I'm using the 8.92 feet, or for simpleness we normally just call it a 9 foot. But let's say I was photographing schools, proms, graduations. You don't always need this width, so you can have a 7-foot option or a 5-foot option, and as you can imagine, that's lighter and much easier to take around with you. I know what happens when you hear that click. Your first instinct is to think you've broken it. You haven't. You can see I'm putting in some good muscle into that. Okay, so remember now, on the left-hand side, got to put all my little brackets in. So 1, 2, 3. Before I remove the Velcro, just going to check everything's working. You can see everything is working absolutely fine. Now this is a pointer. I'm now going to remove the Velcro ties because on more than one occasion I have been known to raise it up 7, 8, 9 feet in the air, forget to take the ties off, and guess what? I then can't reach to do so, being vertically challenged. So take all the Velcro off first. Now you really don't want to lose these, so what I suggest, loop them all together and just put them round either the bracket or the lighting stand itself. Believe me, we seem to lose these things absolutely everywhere. So I've got all of them off now. Nice thing about Velcro, will all stick together and you can just put them out the way at the top like so, or just put them in your camera bag, which is what I'll do for now, just over there. So I'm now going to lift them up. Obviously the motor side is going to be extremely heavy, and this is only with 9-foot backdrops. The 15-footers will be a lot heavier. I'm doing this on my own because that's the point of the video. However, 2 people, obviously a lot easier. But I've just wanted to demonstrate how one person can, with all the will in the world, put the roller system up. Now I'm going to take the second section. You can put sandbags on the bottom as well to give you the extra support and strength, of course. I would normally go around 8 feet on location in height. I'm now going to step back, going to look at the system. I'm going to see the right side needs to go up a fraction, which is where I'll take it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. That does look nice and level. I'm going to take this down a tiny bit on this side. Then I should be good to stand in front of our newly installed portable motorized remote control backdrop system. And I believe that took no more than 30 minutes. Probably get quicker as you go. One of the things you can do with all the pieces if you are a mobile photographer, get yourself a little flight case, a little wheelie, bit of bubble wrap in there, just to keep all the motors and everything else nice and safe. Oh look, one of my designs, Moonlight Master. I hope this little video has helped. See you all soon.